welcome YouTube, welcome lovely people, welcome to my channel. How you guys doing today? So if you love you some Aaliyah, if you are an Aaliyah fan like myself, this is the video for you. This is the video for you. So we're gonna break it down as to why we don't have Aaliyah's music on our iPhones or iPads or whatever device you have to listen to music. So it was recent that her estate sent out a tweet alerting fans that they will be releasing her music for the near future. So this is what they tweeted. They said, "We are excited to announce that communication have commenced between the estate and various record labels about the status of Aaliyah's music catalog as well as its availability on streaming platforms in the near future. Thank you for your continued love and support. More updates to come." Now, we've been hearing about these updates and soon for years. It's been over a decade. It's been years, but about 19 years since she passed. Why don't we have access to her music? We only have access to her one album, which is her very first album, which is Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. But Aaliyah produced more, she made more albums, and she had way more songs. So why are we just limited to that just one album? That doesn't make any sense. But I'm gonna break it down for y'all. I have my notes here, so just bear with me, y'all. You know, I want to make sure I get our girl's story straight, and I want to deliver it to you guys properly. So just bear with me. So there's one person who's the reason behind why we don't have access to Aaliyah music. Y'all want to know who it is? Her uncle, Barry Hankerson. That damn bastard. He is the reason why we have no access to Aaliyah's music, well, to the rest of her music. He's the reason why. So I'm gonna give you a little brief history on him and his label, Black Round Record, and I'm gonna give you a little history on Aaliyah too as well. If you're not too familiar, if you don't know who Aaliyah is, I would tell you about her. She's definitely a beautiful singer. She was a beautiful singer who passed away on August 25th, 2001. She died in a plane crash. Gone too soon, and she inspired millions of girls, millions of boys. She's still a striking beauty to this day. Like, she is just amazing then, and she's still amazing now. So let's continue. So let me get into this real quick. So not real quick, but hang in there with me. So Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson, he was the one that groomed her from the start. He was the one that groomed her from the start. So Aaliyah got into music because of her Uncle Barry. Uncle Barry, he's the reason why. So he's her man. He became her manager, and also he became the co-founder, like I said, Black Round Records. He also launched the career of R. Kelly, Pissy Cows, R. Kelly, Genuine, Timbaland, and Missy Elliott. Let's get into the history with Uncle Barry. So in the late 1960s, he attended the historically black Central State University in Ohio, majoring in sociology, developing into a reputation of a campus radical. He also played starting safety in the school's football team. After graduation, he auditioned for the roster spot with the New York Jets, but he never made it. He didn't make the cut, honey. Then later on in the 70s come around, he was employed as a community organizer in the office of Coleman Young, the mayor of Detroit. It was there that he met Gladys Knight on a midnight train in Georgia. Yes, our girl Gladys Knight. It was a love at first sight. You know how many people say, "Well, that's love at first sight." Not with them two, honey. It was not that. Barry described Gladys Knight as being a pampered singer. And check this, y'all. She described Barry, Aaliyah's uncle, as being very evil. Let that sink in, okay? But she ended up marrying him anyway. So Knight was very famous at the time when she met Barry. She was a superstar. You remember Gladys Knight in the Pits. She was doing her thing, and he was interested in that industry. He was interested in the music industry, and he wanted to get on. So what he did was he used her connections. He used her connections and he capitalized off of her celebrity. Not surprising. So later on, he convinced Knight to leave her record label and leave her backup singers. And he negotiated her label, and she ended up coming to his and managing her and handling her affairs. But it didn't last at all. They were divorced in 1979. So Barry, you know, he got so caught up in the music industry, he got so caught up in the glitz and the glamour, he left his politic work and he went straight to LA and wanted to do his thing in music. So as he started his label, he put in some work. He did some screenplays. He also managed a gospel group called the Winans. I'm not sure if I heard about them before, because I'm into gospel music too. But check this out, y'all. He got his big break when he discovered R. Kelly. So he's the reason behind R. Kelly's success too as well. Like I stated before at the beginning of the video. So he worked with R. Kelly for about 10 years. Okay? Then later, after working with him, accusations started to flow around. There was a sister by the name of, I think she's a sister, Tiffany Hawkins. She was 15 years old. 15 years old when she met R. Kelly. This is what she alleged. She met him when she was 15 in 1991. And of course, you know, being a grown-ass man, being a grown-ass monster, want to pounce on little girls. He met her, he enticed her, filled her with promises and, you know, stardom and, you know, being a star, being famous. You know, young girls want to be famous and, you know, that's what she wanted. And he promised her those things and he never came through. So she also alleged that he would make her have sex with other underage girls as well. And by the time this chick turned 18 years old, I guess she was too old for Mr. Pussycats because he dumped her. This is what she alleged. He dumped her. She claimed he dumped her and then she became suicidal after that. That was crazy. Most likely, Barry, he didn't know about the accusations. I'm sure he heard about these allegations, but that fool, that didn't stop him from working with R. Kelly. He stayed working with R. Kelly, honey. He did not let go. He didn't let it go. He kept on working with R. Kelly. That's some mess. Later on, check this. It was Uncle Barry that introduced R. Kelly to Aaliyah. So it was because of her Uncle Barry is how R. Kelly got to meet
I'm getting a rundown on the street. Everybody seems to think that y'all are either girlfriend or boyfriend or cousins or friends. let's just get the record straight.
I better go get me a white Jeep.
Well, no, we're not related at all. No, we're not. We're just very close. He's my best friend.
Yeah, cool.
Now, who found her?
Okay, so Aaliyah, she's a Brooklyn native, Brooklyn girl like me. Yes, Brooklyn. Aaliyah discovered her talent when she was about 12 years old. So her parents agreed, you know, to allow Barry to manage her. So Barry was her manager, and Aaliyah ended up doing a competition on Star Search back in 1989. I was 1 year old. Damn, I told y'all my age again. Whatever. Anyway, I'm not ashamed. So, and she also performed with Gladys Knight as well. So then later, after all of that, Aaliyah was later signed to her Uncle Barry's label, Black Round Records, a boutique label distributed by Jive Records. Hankerson served as a producer on all her albums. He managed her publishing and her royalty deals. Barry paired R. Kelly and Aaliyah together to produce her album, Nothing, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number. Aaliyah was 14 years old. R. Kelly was 27 years old.
7.
And by August 31st, 1994, they were secretly married. Barry didn't cut ties. He didn't sever ties with R. Kelly. Once he knew about that, he was upset about it, but that wasn't enough to cut R. Kelly off, honey. That wasn't enough, because you know why? R. Kelly was bringing in that money. Cha-ching! He was bringing in that money, and that wasn't enough. And sometimes money, it outweighs morals. Sometimes, you know, money sometimes is the root to all evil. You know what I'm saying? But it's not really the money. It's the people who do bad things and make bad decisions for the love of money. I think it's the love of money and what makes it evil. You know what I'm saying? Not money, because we need money to survive, you know? So, but after he found out R. Kelly was married to his niece, of course, later on that was annulled. It was, you know, they had to separate and not, you know, be around each other like that anymore. That did not stop Uncle Barry from dealing with R. Kelly, okay? So he still continued to work with him. Okay, so later Barry moved Black Ground and Aaliyah from Jive to Atlantic record label, gaining full control of her masters in the process. So let that sink in. From moving his label to Atlantic, he was able to gain her masters. So this guy had full control. That's the reason why we don't have, you know, access to her stuff, because of her uncle. He gained full control of her masters. Okay, so after that, Aaliyah was introduced to Missy Elliott and Timbaland. Those are her two closest friends. Those were her two closest friends in the industry. You've seen them a lot in, you know, in pictures together, in music videos together. They had really nice chemistry. They really did well together. I really enjoyed seeing the three of them do songs together. One in a Million, they were in there, and so on and so forth. So yeah, so in 1996, Missy Elliott and Timbaland, because they were producers and songwriters, they helped produce and songwrite Aaliyah's One in a Million and If Your Girl Only Knew. Yeah, If Your Girl Only Knew. I'm sorry, I just like to sing, y'all. Anyway, so yeah, so Barry also signed Magoo. You remember Magoo? Magoo also was signed, and he also signed Timbaland a little short while after. Missy Elliott, he wanted to sign her, but Missy Elliott said, hell no, chuck up them deuces, honey, and was out. Missy Elliott wasn't here for that, so Missy Elliott wanted to do her own thing. Aaliyah also worked with Static Major, let him rest in peace. He was also a wonderful songwriter as well. He was in that music video. Last time I got a chance to see Static Major was in Lollipop with Lil Wayne. Yeah, so he was an amazing songwriter. He was a big help in Aaliyah's album, Aaliyah, and she was huge. She was becoming really, really big. Aaliyah was a big time superstar. So 6 weeks after More Than a Woman went double platinum, that's my song too, y'all. More Than a Woman went double platinum. That's when she passed away in a car crash. The plane, sorry, not a car crash, a plane crash. Sorry about that, y'all. So after the plane was taken off, immediately after it took off, it crashed because the pilot was a friggin' druggie. He was a friggin' druggie, man. He was incompetent and he was a druggie. So the pilot name was Luis Morales. He had obtained his license by falsifying his flight logs and autopsy, falsifying his flight logs and autopsy revealed that it was cocaine was in his system when when they did an autopsy on him. Unbelievable. And there was eight other people on the plane with her, and for what I read before, there was a ton of luggage. It was a small plane. It wasn't really enough to fit. It was just, the capacity was just overwhelming, and then plus the pilot with with his situation being a druggie and having already being high, the excess weight, and then with the pilot, those two combination was a disaster waiting to happen. So it looked like after when Aaliyah died, it kind of looked like Black Ground Records was going to like do their thing, still take off and still stay above ground. The label, because the label had Timbaland, it had the label still had Static Major, and the label had Toni Braxton. You know, Toni Braxton, she was it back in the day too as well. So then what Barry did, or Uncle Barry did, he signed JoJo. Y'all remember JoJo? Y'all remember, you know, little JoJo?
It's just a chance to say, hey, get out right now. It's the end of you and me. It's too late now. I can't wait for you to be gone, 'cause I know.
A little white girl named JoJo. Yeah, so he signed her. She was 12 years old when she got signed, but she was signed in replace of Aaliyah. Y'all tell me if JoJo could replace Aaliyah. Y'all tell me if y'all think JoJo had what it took to replace Aaliyah. You not replacing Aaliyah, honey. I'm sorry to say, JoJo. You know what I'm saying? You have one song that I like, but no, JoJo. JoJo, no. So anyway, so Barry had unreleased, unmixed vocals of Aaliyah outtakes, more than a dozen potential songs on 2-inch reel-to-reel tapes. All they needed was a producer. According to Hankerson's eventual business partner, Real Lavingy, I be butchering people's names, I'm sorry, COO of independent music publisher Reservoir Music, Hankerson never found one. So Aaliyah's death really took a toll on his label. Like, not like it was her fault, of course not, but because of her presence no longer being there, and she really was like the big star at that time, and not having no one really to like fulfill her place, it was hard, because it's like she was a star. She was the moneymaker. Aaliyah was it, you know. And all of a sudden, inexplicably, background record labels stopped releasing music, and artists, they stopped getting paid. They wasn't getting their paper. As the music business moved from CDs to MP3s to streaming media, Blackground didn't participate. They did not. Soon after, many lawsuits ensued, honey. A lot of people came forth and was like, you about to run me my money. Point blank period. Toni Braxton sued, Timbaland sued. You know, there's a former producer from Blackground Records label named Jeffrey Walker. He also sued because he claimed that IRS sent him a tax bill for $200,000 and claiming that was his income, and he was like, hell no, I never got that income, I never got paid that amount of money. And he blamed Jomo. Jomo is Barry's son, who's like second in command, you know. So I believe that when Barry passes away, then his son would take over, you know. So what Jeffrey was saying, he believed that, what he alleged is that Jomo took those checks, endorsed it for himself, you know, and left Jeffrey in that situation. And that case is still going on. There's still an investigation behind that case. There was another lawsuit from Kim Dang. Now, Dang, that word right now is necessary for this case. Dang fits this case really well. Like, this was crazy. So Kim Dang, Miss Dang, and Mr. Barry, they dated for about 5 years. They lived together and everything like that. She ended up breaking up with him. Now, you would think that, you know, as a man, you know, they're less emotional. They're probably more mature. You would think that he would, like, you know, would take the breakup. You know, okay, cool, you don't want me no more? You know, cool, fine. Walk away and move on with your life. But no, she claimed that Barry made her life a living hell. There should be a show that would be really interesting, with people coming on TV and giving stories and telling tales of ex-boyfriends and girlfriends from hell. That show probably make some money, honey. So yeah, so Barry, what she accused Barry of doing was, she alleged that Barry was online spreading horrible rumors about her, claiming that she was HIV positive. Imagine someone spreading rumors about you having HIV, knowing damn well that's not the situation. That could really ruin you, especially if you have a business and you're known. And no matter what your status is, that's an awful, disgusting lie for someone to spread about you. So that's what he did. And she also accused him of arson, that he tried to blow up her car. So she accused him of that as well. This is what she also alleged. So Barry, as she tried to sue him, as she was suing him, he was dismissed from the arson. There was no evidence linking him to the arson, but there was evidence linking him to the lies of her having HIV over the internet, because there was an IP address connected to him. So he was proven to spread those rumors online. Also, there was overwhelming evidence of what she claimed besides the arson. So after all of that, he was supposed to, it was not agreed upon, but he was supposed to settle. It was an option for him, and he didn't want to take a settlement. So after that, he wanted to drag it on through, and she ended up winning and being awarded, guess what, child, $5.8 million. Like, that is insane. $5.8 million. Shit, I could take $1 million, honey, and make it work. Yes. So, you know, but I don't think that Miss Dang ever got that money, because the time, because she was supposed to get it, and they settled on something. They settled, and he said that, you know, from his label and so on and so forth, he would give her money, and so, but the money never came. And she tried to sue again, and by the time she tried to sue again, he was in a worse situation financially, and the label was not doing good at all. So in 2002, Barry sold a stake in Black Records publishing rights to Reservoir. The centerpiece of the deal was Aaliyah's tapes. Where I'm getting Angela from? Aaliyah's tape. So Golnar Kavashier, butcher that last name too, sorry, Reservoir's CEO said there were talks about releasing Aaliyah's music for her 10th anniversary. So now she has the rights and so on to Aaliyah's music. So she talked about that. She mentioned it was in the talks, it was in the works, but it just never happened. Clearly, it's 2020 and Aaliyah music is still not on any type of streaming services at all. And so Golnar explains that the relationship with Blackground Records was very frustrating, but her deal that she got from them was really great, because she was able to get licensed. She was able to license Aaliyah music samples to rappers like A$AP Rocky, Chris Brown's not a rapper, but he had, you know, Aaliyah in his song, Drake, you know, so, and so on and so forth. But Drake, he also wanted to do an album involving Aaliyah, and it was just like a lot of like stuff going on, you know, a lot of negative press behind it, and it was just an uncomfortable situation, and he just backed off that project because it was a bit too much. And then other people weren't involved, like the people closer to her, like Missy Elliott, Timbaland, they weren't involved in that. So if they're not going to be involved in that, then why would you do it? You know what I'm saying? Like the people that's closest to her that were her friends, and you know, but you have to put them on that. But since they weren't connected to that, then it wouldn't have made any sense. And I could understand that. But Drake liked him some Aaliyah too, honey, because he even had a whole tattoo on his body, like I think on his arm. He had a tattoo of her on his arm. Woo. That's on some next level. That's on some next level. But there's no reason for her uncle to hold on to her music. You know, like doing research, like, you know, there's no logical reason for her uncle to hold on to her music. Like Aaliyah impacted so many. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was younger, I'm here dancing to Aaliyah, or you at somebody's shit. I thought I was an ish. I'm having a good old time, you know, dancing to Aaliyah. Like, I mean, seriously. Like, my favorite Aaliyah song is 1 in a Million, and Are You That Somebody, and We Need a Resolution. But she had so many songs. You know, she inspired girls to dance, inspired girls to sing, boys and girls. You know what I'm saying? Older and younger, like we was feeling her music. When she died and my mother called me up on the phone, was like, you know, Aaliyah passed away. I was like, what? I was like, no, Aaliyah, no freaking way. She inspired us, and by her uncle, Mr. Barry, his wicked ass, for you to sit there and hold your niece's music, hold on to her music, that's really selfish of you. And at least when she, you know what I'm saying, like at least when she passed, at least on like her 10th anniversary or whatever, come on, release her stuff. If you really want to pay your respects to your niece, release her damn music, because we want to hear some Aaliyah. This is ridiculous, you know. And then you're tarnishing her legacy. You really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, her legacy is going to cease to exist because you have people like a person like you that's holding on to her. He owned her masters. But the only reason why that one and age ain't nothing but a number is available to us, because he doesn't own the masters to that one. He owns the masters to her other songs, but not to the album and the songs on age ain't nothing but a number. But Aaliyah has so many other songs, and for some reason, like, this guy would not let the fuck up. Like, he would not let up. I'm sorry to curse y'all, but it's so frustrating because I have to go to YouTube and download, and not download, but you know, like I have to go to YouTube to see her to get her songs and watch her videos. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, if I'm on a train, if I'm traveling somewhere, I want to be able to put her music on and hear it all the time, whenever I want. You know what I'm saying? That goes for you too. You know, like, how is the younger generation going to know who she is, or future generations to come to know who she is? How is her legacy going to live on if you holding on to her music, Uncle Barry? Stop being selfish and release your damn niece's music. Stop it. But you know what I'm saying? But now, you know, her state is saying that they're going to release her music. So you guys been saying that for how long too? I mean, I'm not like, make me understand this. Make me understand. I'm really not understanding that, because there's no reason for her music to still not be like released. Like, there's no logical reason. But she definitely inspired, like, not only like regular people like myself, but she also inspired other, you know what I'm saying, people like Beyonce. She inspired Kendrick Lamar. You know, cause they did songs of her. You know, Meek Mills, Drake, Kanye West, Dr. Dre, even Young Thug. You know, like, and they admired her beauty and her musical gifts. So because Aaliyah she was unique and she was different, and not to like shade, you know, any of these other celebrities like singers today, but Aaliyah did her thing. Aaliyah did the damn thing, and from her looks to her voice to her dance music, that combination was fire. And it's just like, we want her music. So we really hope that her music is on streaming sites right now, because Apple is a huge streaming site, Spotify is a huge service, and for you to withhold that from us is not fair to us, but it's definitely not fair to her, because I'm sure Aaliyah would not be happy with this. Come on, y'all, let's get it together. Please get it together and release Aaliyah's music. It's the year 2020. Release her music. Come on now. And another thing, y'all, want to leave y'all with this. Aaliyah did have a dream, and this was stated in her very last interview. And this is exactly, I'm gonna quote it word for word. "It is dark in my favorite dream. Someone is following me. I don't know why. I'm scared. Then suddenly I lift off. Far away. How do I feel? It's like as if I'm swimming in air, free. Nobody can reach me. Nobody can touch me. It's a wonderful feeling." And Aaliyah is free, and you know, and she's free. Her spirit is free, and she still lives on, because you know why? We are not forgetting who she is. We're not forgetting her music. You know, we may not be able to hear all her music and have her music on our phone downloaded and on our playlist, but as long as we're alive, I believe we're all going to remember her music. She definitely was a beauty, definitely was an inspiration. You know, had the little hair, you know, covering one eye, you know. She was a shy girl too, you know. Some song some singers and rappers, you know, they get on stage and perform, but they really are shy. But she seemed really sweet. She was a sweet woman, and you know, unfortunately, you know, her life was cut really short. The Most High called her on. So anyway, y'all, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. So that's the reason why we don't have Aaliyah's music. It all stem from her damn uncle, her Uncle Barry, you know. So it all come from him, y'all. So hopefully, you know, for 2020 or maybe 2021, we'll make what, 20 years. Hopefully we get to have Aaliyah's music and we get to stream it and just jam to our good old music. You know, 90s music was dope, and early 2000s music was dope too as well. So we will see, y'all. So if anything, I keep y'all updated, you know, whatever comes out that's new in the situation. Anyway, tell me what's your favorite Aaliyah song. Leave a comment down below. What's your favorite song, or what did you like about Aaliyah? Did she inspire you? Did she make you feel good with her music? So just leave a comment down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if anything, I'll see y'all in the next video. All right, bye.